What's going on, folks? HotSauceZee here. Today I wanted to make a video that's going to offer up an opinion contrary to what you may have heard me echo on my streams and my content in the past. Since we're nearing the end of Battlefield 5's lifecycle, I wanted to make a video that sort of summarizes my experience with the game, and in doing so, also sort of thank it for what it's offered this personal brand of mine, HotSauceZee. Before I get into things, be sure to like this video if you enjoy it, dislike it if you don't, and consider pressing that little subscribe button to see more things from the HSZ perspective for Battlefield 2042. Okay, so I returned to gaming in late October of 2018 with Battlefield 1 on Xbox. The game was free with Games for Gold on Xbox Live, and I picked it up and had a tremendous amount of fun. So much so that I decided to go ahead and get Battlefield 5 at launch, and I've been with the game ever since. Battlefield 5, for all effective purposes, is where HotSauceZee began. I had flirted around with the idea of creating gaming content for a while, and Battlefield 5 being brand new seemed like the perfect avenue to do so. So I went all in setting up channels on all the major platforms, and began creating content around my gameplay sessions and becoming active within the community on Twitter and elsewhere. I've gained a lot of ground over the past 3 years, and my name has become at least familiar to many of the other content creators within the space. And for that, I have to thank Battlefield 5 for being a conduit and enabling me to grow my platform. Beyond just growing my name as a content creator, Battlefield 5 also offered me a renewed opportunity to get back into the first-person shooter genre I enjoy so much. I didn't play many games throughout college, but very much enjoyed FPS games like Modern Warfare 2, Halo 3, Black Ops 1 and 2, and even Metroid Prime Hunters for the Nintendo DS many years ago. Battlefield 5 offered up a multiplayer environment, contrary to the also-common Battle Royale genre, that allowed me to constantly respawn and get reps in, so to speak, to allow me to grow mechanically as a player and, in essence, get good. I started playing Battlefield 5, of course, on Xbox. This is where I started to desire to improve and really become more of a force out on the battlefield. I spent tons of time in the practice range, checking out recoil patterns, and learning the mechanics of the game. I also ended up purchasing an Xbox Elite controller to learn paddles so that my thumbs never had to leave the sticks. General sweat life, you know? And I had a blast doing this stuff and making content along the way. In fact, you can still see some of that Xbox stuff on this very channel. For example, my channel intro is from the Xbox days. I was never best of the best on Xbox, but I did my fair share of topping scoreboards and was at least able to get a decent 1.5 KD. However, I eventually wanted to get more into the realm of aim and improving even further, so I made the switch over to PC in early 2020. Let me tell you, that was a huge transition. I had no prior experience playing FPS, or any game for that matter on PC, so there was a ton of learning to be done to even attempt to scratch a 1 KD in the game. Battlefield 5, once again though, offered me a space and a game to continue grinding and learning to become a better player on a new platform and a new input. I've fully gone down the rabbit hole and am now very invested in learning the mechanics of finer control, movement, positioning, etc. to become the best player I can be. I've made large strides and am a much better player now, but I'm not done yet as I now look to Battlefield 2042 to offer a new space and new mechanics to learn and continue improving. Now, was Battlefield 5 a rough game? Yes, absolutely. Even though I do look back fondly on the early days having my morning coffee on Thursdays and reading through the patch notes for that week, I certainly hope that Battlefield 2042 offers a much better and smoother gameplay experience. We can't forget the missteps that DICE and EA made in the handling of Battlefield 5, from the poor communication to the unwarranted and constant TTK changes to the all but failed live service. Beyond all that, and even more I forgot to mention though, I have to thank Battlefield 5. The connections I've made with several other creators and community members, the content I've been able to create and the community I've built through doing so, as well as the improvements I've seen in my own gameplay and abilities, have made the game overall a net win in my book. I absolutely look forward to continuing this journey with Battlefield 2042 when early access drops this Friday, November 12th. We're finally going to have a new game to grind, new progression to go through, and new experiences waiting for us in the next installment of the Battlefield franchise. I hope to see you guys out there on the battlefield as I hit the ground running. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch and being a part of growing this YouTube community. I can't wait to make even more content and to play the new game. I'll see y'all on the next video.